Greetings, Azeroth. So as you'll notice, we've left behind the shores of Darkshore and Kalimdor entirely. We've been given assignment to head to find Gryan's Stout Mantle at Sentinel Hill. Been told there's a problem with the Defias Brotherhood in these lands. They've taken over the farms, they've taken over the mines, and the entire town of Moonbrook. So we're gonna go check that out. For a lot of people, especially on the Alliance, this is the quest line and the zone that leads to your first dungeon experience, the Dead Mines. Can't tell you how many times I've run that instance. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to make our way to Sentinel Hill. And we're going to see about investigating this whole issue. So we run up here. And here is Gryan's Stout Mantle.
Greetings. For the Alliance.
Well, the Stormwind monarchy has abandoned our cause. Now it is up to the People's Militia to keep the land free from corruption. If our cause interests you, I can put your combat skills to use in the name of freedom.
Light bless you.
Alright, so we have the People's Militia.
Be careful.
The People's Militia has but one goal, to defend the lands of Westfall and return peace to our surroundings. Unfortunately, the price of peace is often blood. One of my scouts has brought word of a band of Defias trappers wreaking havoc nearby. I have reports of Defias trapper sightings near the Django Lode mine to the northwest, as well as at the Molson Farm and Forlbrow Pumpkin Patch. If you seek to join our ranks, slay 15 Defias trappers and 15 Defias smugglers, then return to me.
Go with honor, friend. Light bless you.
See, we have this one patrolling Westfall. Stormwind has abandoned us. A foul wind of depravity rustles through the plains of Westfall. This was my homeland, and I will not turn my back on the citizens who choose to remain here. We, the former farmers, shall make our stand. Your task, should you choose to accept, is to patrol the grasslands of Westfall, track down and slay the vile gnolls that seem to be working in conjunction with the Dead Mines thieves. Bring me 8 gnoll paws and I will reward your bravery.
Be careful.
And of course, the big one,
Light be with you.
the Defias Brotherhood.
Be careful.
The band of wretches responsible for driving the good people of Westfall from the land call themselves the Defias Brotherhood. I needed to infiltrate this clan of thugs. We need to know who heads up the cartel and where they are hiding out. In Lakeshire, in the inn, there is a rogue by the name of Wiley. He owes me a favor. Travel to Lakeshire in the Red Ridge Mountains, east of Elwyn, and find out what you can.
Be careful.
Alright. Also one more over here, tied directly to the Defias.
Need help.
The Defias front is constantly shifting. I've been following their movements for quite some time now. On a side note, I've ascertained that many members of the gang can be tracked by the red leather bandanas they wear. Bring me 15 of these bandanas and I'll see to it that you are rewarded.
For the Alliance.
So we're going to make sure that we get the flight path here. That'll make life easier later.
What can I do for you?
Okay, I did collect a few on the way here as well.
How are you?
What we end up having to do right now is I have to run all the way over to Lakeshire, which is around here. So I'm going to do that and I will catch up with you later.
See you around.
Okay, so we've made it to Red Ridge Mountains. Right now we're at 3 corners. The split in the road that will take you either back to Goldshire, up to Lakeshire, or down to Darkshire.
King's honor, friend.
And actually, there's Antonio Pirelli coming up the road. Hail, priest. I am charged to patrol this stretch of road. Although the road is safe for now, I have seen gnoll encampments to the north and east of here. Lakeshire must know of the gathering gnoll force. Report to Deputy Felden in Lakeshire and tell him of the gnolls. Do this, and I'm sure Felden will offer you a scout's wage. Felden's usually inspecting the area south of the bridge of Lakeshire.
Light bless you.
Alright. So let's run up. I don't think Antonio has anything for me, really. But we can check what's on the menu here. No, I'm already beyond those healing potions. It's all leather bracers. And weapons I don't use. That's okay. So we've made it here. We're going to go get the flight point. We're going to talk to Wiley. And then we have to head back to Grindstone Mantle. You do have to be careful coming up over this stretch of road here, especially if you're not level enough for the area. There's sometimes there he is right there. That whelp there has killed many characters because he gets right close to the road, and sometimes if you're using the Rested XP guide, that will take you right down this road at level 9 or something like that. And the whelp, being level 17, will lock right on you, and he has a fireball attack, and it just decimates your character.
What can I do for you?
There are Red Ridge gnolls that close to Elwyn. They may be poised to advance into our homeland. Soon the people of Lakeshire may not be the only humans under siege. Here is your pay, though you bring us dire news, and it comes at a bad time, for we are ill-equipped to deal with it.
Go with honor, friend.
We won't worry about that for now.
What can I
We're
do?
going to grab our flight path. We're going to make sure, yes, we've got the flight path over. So we are going to head up here, cross the bridge. There's a bridge that is under construction right now. We need to head to Town Hall here. No, not Town Hall. We need to go to the inn. We do have the ability to do something for Magistrate Solomon right now, though. And given that right now all we're doing is a bunch of wandering around, that's probably a solid idea to pick up as well. This is not where we go for this. Wiley is staying in a room upstairs. There he is. Wiley the Black.
Hey there.
What I am about to tell you could cost me my life. The Defias gang is up to something big. Last I heard, they were working in conjunction with various gnolls, kobolds, and even goblins. Take this note to Stoutmantle. It explains as much as I know on the subject.
See you around.
So let's get out of here. And now what are we telling? What are we bringing back? Stoutmantle. Some nerve sending a total stranger to discuss the Defias gang. Once you saved my life and now you put it in great peril. But I owe you. The Defias Brotherhood is larger than you think. Every mine from Westfall to Elwyn Forest is under their control. Kobolds and gnolls have been enlisted to do their dirty work. They have goblins crafting metal monsters to place in the Westfall fields to prey on the superstitions of the local residents. They have a vast underground network built bigger than you know, Stoutmantle, from Booty Bay right to Stormwind Keep. You may be a brave paladin, but you are a fool if you think you can shut them down. They are working on a weapon of mass destruction. After all, if there's one thing stonemasons know, it's how to build big. You didn't think this was about pumpkin farms and vineyards now, did you? I repaid your favor, now leave me be. So, building something big. Stonemasons know how to build and they know how to tear down. Alright, let's talk to the magistrate here.
Light be with you.
These are trying times, priest. The township is under constant siege. Without reinforcements, we will certainly face defeat. The message I now entrust to you is of utmost importance. Get this report to General Marcus Jonathan of Stormwind immediately. Once your delivery is made, return to me at once with any news, be it good or bad. Now make haste.
For the Alliance.
So we get to take that back as well. What I generally do at this point is I go to Westfall first. Go to Sentinel Hill because Stoutmantle actually sends us further on to Stormwind with the note as well. Oh, spoilers, by the way. So it is going to be a much quicker trip back, because we can take the flight path. As we do that, I'm going to read the letter for the general. My lord, war is upon us. Doom hearkens from our doorstep. As magistrate of the township of Lakeshire, it is my duty to report the recent military activity that has taken place in His Majesty's easternmost colony. Contained within these pages, you will find an account of the state of Lakeshire nestled within the Redridge Mountains. The loss of Stonewatch Keep was very grave. In previous reports, I detailed for you the alliance between the Blackrock clan of orcs and the warlock known as Morganth. The Blackrock orcs fought with horrific savagery, undoubtedly fueled by the evil magic of Morganth. Many of His Majesty's most valiant soldiers perished trying to defend the keep, but ultimately nothing could be done. Oddly enough, Morganth turned on his orcish cohorts shortly after their wretched victory. The warlock constructed an arcane tower in the northeast and has used his powers to build a small army of Shadowhide gnolls to serve his malicious biddings. Both orc and man have fallen, victim to the vicious brutes that serve the warlock. As to what betrayal took place between Morganth and Gethilzog, the Blackrock warlord, one can only speculate at this point. To our peril, the foul orcs seem more concerned with the demise of His Majesty's good citizens. In the last fortnight, the Blackrock clan staged a ruthless offensive on Lakeshire. Many brave men lost their lives that grim day. The Orc forces advanced with much speed and fury that the bridge spanning Everstill was brought to ruin. Our war supplies have greatly dwindled. We lack bandages to mend the wounds of the fallen. Now I ask of His Majesty to support the good people of Lakeshire in this time of need. We are in need of new soldiers to defend the territory, as well as new instruments of war to replace those lost in the battlefield. Food and building supplies run low as well. Please, my lord, help us keep the final bastion between man and wretched Orc thriving. The enemy must be kept out of the kingdom of Stormwind. I fear a greater and darker evil brewing in the cauldron of corruption than the Northlands have become. It is imperative that the kingdom of Stormwind take action lest we seek to become fading memories to the living or slaves to the enemy. Signed, Magistrate Solomon, Township of Lakeshire, Kingdom of Stormwind. Right. So we come up here.
Need help?
And we talk to Brian Stoutmantle again.
Light bless you.
And we hand him the note. Bah, I should have let that scoundrel rot when I had the chance. But this information is crucial. Good work.
Be careful.
I wonder what Wiley meant when he mentioned the stonemasons. Perhaps that was a slip of the tongue. Could the Defias gang be related to the stonemasons? Only one man would know for sure, Matthias Shaw, head of SI-7. Show him Wiley's note and see if he has anything to add to this growing mystery. If you have trouble finding Shaw, check the barracks in town.
Go with honor, friend.
Okay, so we have Wiley's note back. We're going to run past this gnome that's running on the spot. We're going to jump on a flight to Stormwind. See, the major benefit to doing this quest line really is it's a decent amount of XP for almost no effort. That being said, that is pretty much the only benefit to doing this courier business. It is frightfully dull. Running and flying and just going from point to point. There is a decent amount of lore to it, though. That is one nice thing. So we're just about ready to land at Stormwind. And at that point, we'll be able to go and talk to Matthias Shaw. All right. So I'm going to go talk to Shaw first. Traveling through here. We cut into the old town here. This can be a rough area to walk through as well. Mostly because of this little alley here. There's a quest later in the game where some NPCs attack you, and sometimes the players will pull them out of there and they attack unfortunate low-level characters. Stairs, and Matthias Shaw is just right over here.
King's honor, friend. Light bless you.
What business do you have with me? I am a very busy man.
For the Alliance.
This matter might be more complex than Stoutmantle realizes. The Stonemasons Guild was run by a man named Edwin Van Cleef. Van Cleef was responsible for rebuilding Stormwind after the Orcs razed it in the First War. Apparently, Van Cleef and his men were unhappy with their treatment by the king after their reconstruction was complete. That might explain a thing or two. I have written a more detailed account for your master in Westfall. Take this to him at once.
Careful.
That being said, we now need to go over to Marcus Jonathan. At which point, when we talk to him, we're going to be discussing the matter of Lakeshire. All right. So, yeah, the general hangs out just in front of town here. And here he is. What have you there?
Go with honor, friend.
At ease, priest. Magistrate Solomon is a noble leader. His words carry great weight with me. I shall seek the counsel of the king and make the situation clear to him. Assure the good judge that he has the Stormwind army's support. Reinforcements will be sent as soon as word is given from his majesty.
For the Alliance.
While I wait for a response from the king, I want you to carry this letter to Magistrate Solomon. Dismissed, priest.
Go with honor, friend.
Alright. So we have... What do we have here? We've got Shaw's report and we have the general's response. What would do? We're going to grab the flight. I think we're going to read the general's response first. And that's the one we have to hand in first anyways, so just makes sense, right?
What can I do for you?
I need a ride to Lakeshire.
The Alliance.
Alright. Honorable Magistrate Solomon, I mourn alongside with you for the dead. I shall see to it personally that the king is made aware of the situation, and it is my fondest hope that I can bring reinforcements to Lakeshire. His Majesty has been scarce of late and acts rather oddly. I share this with you in confidence. Until then, General Marcus Jonathan, Kingdom of Stormwind. He should have sealed the letter. He said it in confidence, but I read it anyways. Lord Stoutmantle. Led by Edwin Van Cleef, the Stonemasons Guild was composed of the most skilled builders among men. The stonemasons helped to rebuild the broken city of Stormwind that was razed by the orcs during the First War. Van Cleef and his tradesmen were peerless builders, and their work and artistry was evident in the edifices of the Cathedral of Light and Stormwind Keep itself. However, the nobles of Stormwind ran up a huge debt by expanding the kingdom's military presence through Elwyn and into Stranglethorn. The massive debt crippled the kingdom's economy and stripped Van Cleef and his stonemasons of their promised rewards. After spending years toiling to rebuild the glorious city, the stonemasons were left broke, forgotten by the city's corrupt officials. Having personally known Edward Van Cleef my entire life, I can tell you that facing him as a foe is quite a daunting task. You see, he was my childhood friend, and I personally trained him in the ways of the shadows, thinking that one day he might consider a career alongside me. If Van Cleef is heading up the Defias Brotherhood, may the light have mercy on our souls. Master Matthias Shaw, Stormwind's Assassin Guild. So that guy actually did have another quest I could have run, but that's okay. We'll catch that up later, at another time.
Greetings.
Did the General send news? Are reinforcements on the way?
Be careful.
Thank you for your time, priest. For your service to Lakeshire and Stormwind, I reward you with these coins. Now, if you'll excuse me, I find this correspondence somewhat of a mystery. Something is amiss in our kingdom. I fear this is the beginning of conflict, not the end.
Light bless you.
Something odd is afoot with the Stormwind army. They should have been here in force by now. Time is a luxury we don't have. However, I will not stand by and watch the people of Lakeshire give their lives without trying to enlist more help. I've heard word of a people's militia forming in Westfall. Take this plea to their leader, Grian Stoutmantle. Perhaps Stoutmantle's men can lend some support here until the king sends reserves.
Be careful.
And that's why we come back here. I think we're still too low level for the next step in this quest, which is just fine. We'll take care of that when we get there. So our next step is to head back to Sentinel Hill.
Hello. Safe travel.
And while we're doing that, we'll figure out what Solomon is asking Westfall. Lord Stoutmantle, the township of Lakeshire humbly requests the aid of your militia. As I write this, we find ourselves under siege from both the Blackrock Orcs and Morganth's Shadowhide Gnolls. I would not send bidding of our situation was not severe. We await aid from Stormwind, but until such help arrives, I beg of you to lend support. Once the kingdom is breached, all of humanity is in peril. Magistrate Solomon. So there's Duskwood to our south. Elwyn to the north. You do kind of bounce back and forth quite a bit on this flight path. It does make an odd juxtaposition for the music. So I do have a few pieces waiting for me right now. When I hit level 17 in just a little bit of time, I've got my brand new double-stitched woolen shoulders I get to wear. I also have a pair of spider silk boots for level 20 and a lesser wizard's robe for level 22. I think around level 22 is when I want to, maybe even 20. But I'll be going into the dead mines at that point. But for now, we've got to go talk to Grind Stoutmantle again. We've got 2 things to hand into him, 2 letters to bring him. So we'll see what he says.
Light bless you.
Hail, priest, what business do you have with the People's Militia?
Or the Alliance.
Good messenger, you have served your master well.
Go with honor, friend.
Magistrate Solomon's note pains me to read, but it is obvious he knows not the war which is waged in Westfall, or else he would know better than to expect aid from the militia. If Stormwind had not deserted us as well, we would not have the need for the militia. Take this response to your master in Redridge, priest, and let him know that my heart is heavy with the loss of good men.
Or the Alliance.
And we have the Defias Brotherhood. Did Master Shaw shed any light on things?
Light bless you.
Edwin Van Cleef. I know the name well. To think that a man so industrious and talented can turn to such a scoundrel unnerves me. I'll need further proof before I believe this.
Go with honor, friend.
We need to discover the location of the Defias hideout, Deirdris. My scout reports that a Defias messenger has been seen on the roads between Moonbrook, the Gold Coast Quarry, and the Django Lode Mine. I want you to capture him. If he resists, kill him, and bring me whatever he is carrying.
Be careful.
Be careful, he tells me after he tells me to go commit murder. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to start up on some of these quests here. Doing our quests for trappers, smugglers, and the bandanas. Oh, I see someone's out here already. It always feels awkward when your character is just standing around waiting to go through the wand animation. Alright. So we're at one of each. If I was smart, I'd head up to the Django Lode Mine. That's where I always tend to farm this quest. But at the same time, I kind of want to go down to Moonbrook and see if I can find the messenger. There's our first red leather bandana. That has got to be terrible wearing leather over your face like that. Let's see, where are we? We can actually head that way. But you know what? We're going to wait. I promise I will make up my mind one day. let's go ahead and give the mage some stamina. Okay, we've got some here we can take out. Let's grab some mana. We're gonna have to fight this trapper right away. It's fine, our shield was still up. It's down now, but now it's back up again. Nice and easy. No, that was just her grunting again, wasn't it? Should be good with this amount of mana here. Oh yeah. Gotta take a quick drink. We'll take out this last trapper here. We need to find more smugglers. Come on. There we go. We're going to come over here. We're going to put that point into Spirit Tap. And then we're going to continue on our way north. We're going to avoid this. Yeah, there we've got harvest golems. I actually probably should do these other quests. Gives you a little bit of information about the struggle of the farmers that have remained in Westfall. Defias have pretty much, to put it in a nutshell, the Defias have pretty much commandeered their entire crops for their own purposes. I mean, Edwin does have an army to feed, so it was always likely he would do such a thing. Alright. If we have any herbalists in the area, there's a peace bloom for you. Oh, stuck on a fence. or something. I thought I heard character aggro. Hey, maybe we'll put our stamina buff back on, eh? Oh, wait, no, let's not dive right into a fight when we don't have any mana. We had Spirit Tap pop up, but that is still pretty slow right now because our spirit is so slow. Oh, no. That's okay. Chances are I was going to aggro the two of them anyways. And this way I can steal the chest. Alright, we're in a tricky spot right now. We've got two right there, we've got one behind us. Okay, that is two smugglers. They're going to throw things at me. But if I can take one down really quickly, there we go. This should be nice and easy. My shield lasted long enough. And not a scratch. We're going to do a quick scan here. There's one over there. I canceled my wand. Oh, it's another smuggler, which is good. We need a lot more of those yet than we do trappers. How am I doing on bandanas? I've got 6 of them. And most people will call you some kind of name for doing this, going into a mine. Because unless you really know what you're doing, it's almost can be a death sentence going into the mines. There's a little bit of advice that I usually give out for such a thing going into caves. You need to go at a proper pace. If you can go fast, you can go fast. But you've got to be mindful of your surroundings and always keep an eye on your exit. Always know your exit strategy. If you don't have an exit strategy, it's just time to exit. And this is going to pull both. a spirit tap off that. So I was able to cast all my spells and put up a shield, which makes quick work of that trapper. There's a smuggler. Come over here. Gonna grab a quick drink. I'm actually gonna head this way. We got a smuggler and a trapper. I might pull both here. Oh yeah, I got both. Oh, he's actually hitting me now. Alright, so I only need one more smuggler. 6 more bandanas. But the bandanas can carry over to the next step of the quest anyways, so that should be fine. Should be able to... There's a smuggler off in the distance there. Can I just... Yes, I can pull straight out. And that's step 1 of the People's Militia. What I think I'll do... You see on my map, I've got this red line here. That is actually the Defias Messenger's pathing. The route he walks up here from Moonbrook, all the way up the road, and he'll go into the Gold Coast Quarry Mine. He comes back out and walks up to the Jangle Lode Mine. And I don't know if it's confirmed which way or what, but I believe once he gets to the end of the Jangle Lode, he either comes back all the way or he despawns. So if you ever can't find him, just sit at the spawn point and wait. He'll be there eventually. Gonna take a slight detour though. We've got these gnolls that we need the pause from. Gonna grab this one before he runs off again. Now it's time to imagine how many of these things we need to kill before we can get a good paw from them. Oh, there's one. And a birchwood maul of stamina. Big two-handed mallet. I'm not pulling things like that. Not while I'm solo. I've done it in group. We're going to stick with 1, maybe 2 gnolls at a time at the most. Alright, there's 2. Bunch of Paulus knolls. I want to grab this one. There we go. Alright, we're at 3 of 8. One thing to note is that I have been doing some leveling, profession training, and things like that off screen. And in that time, I've actually received 9 random guild invites. So we can go ahead and update the ticker on that. Man, that guy had bad aim. It's because he had no pause. Alright, halfway there. No. Do I have another one? Thought I'd have another one run up to me. Usually when a pack leader howls at you, that's when they aggro another onto you for help. So we're going to cut up here. Oh, there is actually one trick I want to show everyone. I need to go pick up a quest from the Furl Brows for that. Let's get away from that condor. I say as it turned away anyways. Was the worst angle he could have run away at. So that being said, we're actually going to draw this one a better distance away. So we're at the Furlbrow's pumpkin farm. I'm going to run around and grab the quests there.
Good day to you.
It was horrible. Verna woke me when she heard a ruckus in the fields. The fields were full of hooligans. We left in a rush and I forgot to pack my pocket watch. Verna's pa gave me that watch on our wedding day and I feel just sick knowing that those thieves have it. I left the pocket watch in the wardrobe at the farmhouse. Look for the field of pumpkins to the west. You can't miss it. Even if you bring it back to me, I'd sure be grateful.
Have a good one.
I added an extra word
How
there.
are you?
Oh, I don't feel like hunting oats. That either goes incredibly quickly or so frightfully slowly. So what we're going to do, I'm going to cut up through here. We're going to head to the Furlbrow's farm. I'm going to show you this trick. Couldn't believe it when I saw this worked from a guildie a while ago. So I know exactly the wardrobe, and typically you have to fight a pair of Defias, one of them being Benny Blanco, who is quite dangerous actually. But what's easier to do is to clear up the outside. And this gives me a shot at a few more bandanas, so why not? Okay. So what you do is you stand right here, or close to, and zoom your camera out. You're going to be able to catch the lip of the wardrobe here from the outside, and you collect the pocket watch. You don't even have to look at Benny. Yeah, long ago one of my guildies showed me that trick. Of course, by that point, I'd already run this so many times that I'd killed Benny and the other.
Hey there. See you around.
And so we just hand that in. My watch, thank you, kind lady. We are but poor farmers and we have lost our land, but please accept this reward as a token of our appreciation.
See you later.
The other one I want to grab. Oh, there's another one. Not the guild I'm looking for. I do want to check one thing. Oh, my GM is on right now. Collect that. And let's grab this one. Look at what has happened to this place. These lands were once occupied by good farm folk, but the damned thieves have driven them all off. Not me, though, but it seems some harvest watchers have taken over the fields. Oh. If it helps, they're all dead. I don't think that helps, though. If you're up for the work, I'd like you to go out and kill 20 of them. Come back when you're done for your pay. If you finish up with the ones in the field, clear them from the neighboring fields as well. So 20 harvest watchers, and that'll give me a harvest robe, which is actually an upgrade.
Honored friend.
So I can either sit and wait for those to respawn, or I can head up to the field up here. The Furlbrows have a problem with them as well. Or maybe the Furlbrows don't have a problem with them as well. Goodness. Alright, I'm gonna head back this way. I forgot to pick up another one that I wanted as well anyways. Where's my skill at? I should be level enough to learn this recipe when it comes.
Well met.
The onions are peeled, the garlic is minced, the rosemary is crushed, the crust has been baked, the dill wheat is chopped, the gravy is simmering. Now all I need for my famous meat pie are 8 Gortusk livers.
Farewell.
8. Why did I think it was 7? I've always thought that was 7. Well, shows what I know, I suppose. Empty field here. Hopefully there's some over this way. I know there are Defias over this way as well, so that'll help. Alright. So we need a few more Defias for the bandanas. Oh. We got a harvest watcher on us. This is what happens when you don't watch. Oh, I've got... There we go. My shield got taken down, but I still had weakened soul up, so I couldn't put up another one. Not a problem, though. Hang on, this is going to bring me two. One of them's ranged, so we're going to take that one as fast as possible. Love it when the wand crits. Oh. Alright, a quick drink, and then we'll carry on. Oh, that group is out here again. Maybe I should have picked up the oats quest. There's 2 bags right here. Oh, we got 2 smugglers here. I want to say, yep, that one's dead. Alright, is this going to be lucky? Not quite. Alright, so I'm out of Defias to kill. Unless someone's hiding back here. Oh, there's someone over there. Perfect. So while we're waiting for the killing field to repopulate, why don't we go check out on some more gnolls again? Look at that. Look who it is. Alrighty, we're going to take him out real quick now. That was a heck of a find right there. That was amazing. Yeah, he runs fast. Some more gnolls here. Let's see. Alright, so it says here, black nails. The sea awaits us. We need our supplies from the north. Strip everything, every railroad spike, every water bucket. We need metal. A shipment is due from Booty Bay, but long overdue. Come through for me, Black Nails. Send your supplies directly to the barn this time. No time to squander. Van Cleef. So they're doing a lot of metal work. A little strange for a stonemason, but right, I do need Gore-Tusk livers as well. Oh, Sergeant Brashclaw showed up. We're gonna let him be, because he is hanging out with six other gnolls there. I'd rather keep my character, thank you. Is that just 2? Yes. It's just 2. Hopefully nobody comes along and steals the chest on me. Come on, actually attack. Here we go. What do I get? I got Spirit Decay. That's a pretty nasty hit to my Spirit Tap, actually. And then we got one more showing up here. I think my timing is off when I click. Or when I press the key. All right. So back on the hunt for more gnoll paws. Got a scout here. Oh, we just need one more. One more. I should be able to pull this one away easily, right? Great, now I'm in combat with all of these. And that is why you don't hang around with mages, children. Yeah, of course he ran away. Because that was a terrible pull. He was either malicious or he expected me to bail him out. Or he just didn't realize what he was doing, I guess. That is a possibility. So that is 8 of 8. We can get out of here. We can head back to the farms at some point. But I want to get these quests down to Stout Mantle. Now the next step in the Defias chain is going to be a bit of a pain, because it is an escort quest. I normally don't do those ever. But it is required in order to go into the Dead Mines for the final quest for some really good gear. So that being said, if we can get a group, I would love to. Given how far up the Defias messenger had gotten, I don't expect that he's going to, or sorry, that the village is going to be cleared out. Normally when people are farming that village, he dies pretty quickly. So for now, we're gonna head back here. And that will probably be where we call it for now. No, I did read that. I did read that as well. Well done, Deirdres. With valiant adventurers such as yourself fighting alongside the People's Militia, Westfall just might return to the prosperous breadbasket it once was. Please accept this in recognition of your tireless efforts. Nice.
For the Alliance.
Where'd they go? There they are. Braces of the People's Militia. Oh, they're just... I gotta learn to read. There's no stats on that. Well done, Deirdres. My scout witnessed your valiant acts. You are proving yourself quite well so far.
Be careful.
A band of vicious Defias pillagers has been seen plundering the Gold Coast Quarry, Moonbrook, and the Alexton farmstead. The People's Militia will not stand for such behavior. Dispatch immediately, Deirdres, and make the Light's presence known in Westfall. The Gold Coast Quarry is near the shore, to the west of the tower. At the next step of your training, I want you to kill 15 of those foul Defias pillagers and 15 Defias looters.
Go with honor, friend.
And the Defias Brotherhood. Were you able to gather any information? Did you locate the messenger?
Light bless you.
This is indeed firm proof that Van Cleef is in charge. Now all we need to know is where the Defias gang is hiding out. We've had a stroke of luck while you were gone. We captured a thief during trying to steal Saldian's wagon. He has promised to lead us to the hideout in exchange for his life. I want you to defend the traitor so he can reveal the hideout. Return to me once you have uncovered the location.
For the Alliance.
He's currently out right now. So with that, we are going to take care of the Defias traitor later. We'll escort him to the entrance to the Dead Mines, and after that, at some point we will go in and take out Van Cleef. Until that time, thank you for watching. and I will see you next time.